So, we know last year, Tszyu, he fought Bakhram Murtazaliev, and got beat the hell up got knocked out in the third round. There was a lot of things he was doing wrong in that fight. But according to Tszyu, he lost that fight because he was concussed in the second round. Now, he also said that he lost the fight to Sebastian Fundora because of the gash on his head. Now, that could have been more of a believable thing, even though I think Tszyu was doing kind of good, even with the cut on his head. That's more believable, though, because, you got the blood streaming in your eyes and everything. But he still fought his fight. So, he fought his fight, man. And then this fight with Murtazaliev, he says the reason why he got knocked out pretty much was because he was concussed and he never regained himself from that concussion, from, Murtazaliev putting it on him in the second round. My thing is this, though. You didn't lose because you had a concussion. You lost because you didn't know what to do. You still was in there trying to bang with Murtazaliev. You wasn't clinching. He wasn't doing that. If you was concussed, the first thing you're supposed to do, why don't you go in there and try to hold his arms and grab him and try to regain regain yourself, like try to get back on stable grounds. He didn't do that. He went balls to the wind and decided to just bang it out with Murtazaliev while he was already hurt. I see a lot of fighters doing that, where they clinch game ain't really that tight, and either they worried about what the crowd gonna say, like, oh, the crowd see me holding, they gonna think I was scared to get punched or whatever it is. But bro, clinching is a part of survival. That's a part of boxing. You know what I mean? That's a skill. That's something that should be in the toolbox. That's potentially can help you catch a second wind, help you regain your equilibrium, and could potentially stop you from getting knocked out. So you blame him blaming that on the concussion is kind of lame, because it's telling people that you don't know how to survive, or you don't know how to, either you don't want to survive, like, clinch, or because you think that's a punk thing to do. I don't know, just like Keith Thurman. I used to be like, why don't he clinch when he's hurt? This dude to do the scissor run across the ring every time he get hurt to the body instead of clinching and grabbing. I think that probably would have saved Tszyu a little bit of time, but I think inevitably he was going to still get stopped by Murtazaliev. So, but at least it probably would have been later on, maybe fifth round or something, or maybe the end of the fourth. But he blaming it on the concussion is not helping him none. Now, if he would have just said, yo, I had a concussion, that kind of like, I wasn't the same after that, but at the same time, I wasn't clinching like I was supposed to, then that's a better way to put it, man. But just to blame it on a concussion, that's still gonna make you look like you don't know what you're doing in the ring. And I know Tszyu was more skilled than that. So that was kind of wild when I heard that. I'm like, all right, come on, man. It's no excuse. You didn't clinch. You got your ass whooped. You thought it was a good idea to keep banging with this dude when he already knocking you down multiple times. That ain't IQ. That's not IQ to me. You know what I mean? That's to me. And like I said, I don't take nothing away from fighters, man. But a smart fighter is just like a natural instinct. If you hurt, you ain't gonna. Your natural thought is to just be like, all right, damn, I'm hurt. I gotta try to stop this motherfucker from punching me, man. I'm not gonna keep squaring up with him because I'm open. He gonna keep on loading up on me, So, that kind of like cost him a little bit more of unnecessary damage, man, than he had to take. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. But what y'all think about Tszyu saying that the concussion was the reason he lost to Bakhram Murtazaliev, man? Drop them comments. Talk to me, man. This is Rebel Life Boxing. And I'll catch y'all later.